I tried crime story with predictable storylines and, and a typical casting. This movie didn't go further. Today, I'm going to review A Walk Among Tombstones, released this fall. Scott Frank directed this movie based on the novel A Walk Among Tombstones, written by Lawrence Block, and it was represented by the Universal Studio. The movie begins with why a cop become a private detective. This beginning part, fast and exciting shooting scene caught my attention. But I guess I expected too soon. My excitement didn't last long. One day, a private detective met Scooter, hired by a drug dealer who lost his wife from the suspect. While he was following the trace of the crime, he found out that there were more similar crimes before. And then one day, a drug dealer's daughter was kidnapped. This time, the private detective tried to not only catch them, but also to chase them. Kidnapping is a typical story of thriller, but Scott Frank failed to create a typical thriller movie. I guess there is two reasons: scene creating and casting. First, I will go with the scene creating. Even though the Tulsa murder was cruel enough for a thriller movie, the scenes didn't support it at all. While they tried to show gloomy mood by showing cemetery early in the morning or heavy rainy or cloudy day most of the time, rather than showing actual crime scene. I think they had to put more scenes how the suspect tortured their victims. Well, it doesn't have to be, but if they put more actual crime scene in there, I think it could be a successful brutal movie. I felt the lack of a bloody scene compared to the main story. Second, the casting. Ironically, the main character, Matt Scooter, played by Liam Neeson, was the worst. When I saw the trailer of this movie first, it quickly reminded me the movie Taken, which is also played by Liam Neeson. But now, how can I dare compare this movie to the Taken? I mean, while I was watching Taken, he made me stay at the edge of the seat all the time. He did great action and he showed really good emotion about losing her daughter. But in this movie, his acting was really disappointing and boring. Well, it seems like he decides to play a detective role a lot in his movie. Well, that is his choice, but at least he should take responsibility not to disappoint his audience for those who expect his action a lot. But in this movie, he should have shown us better acting and better emotion. Nonetheless, most of negative opinions. However, there are two positive things that I'd like to mention. First, I want to give 5 stars to our first victim, played by Leila Alvarez. She was so good at her acting. I knew that it was just a movie, but I really felt in her emotion. The fear and the panic as a first victim made me close my eyes and brought my sympathy. I guess she was in this movie less than 5 minutes, but I think she was the most successful character in this movie. She did really well on her character. Second, I loved the scene when our two psychopaths found their last victim, a girl in red coat. The strong contrast between grayish background and vivid red coats, and the conflict between gloomy atmosphere and ironical light music caught my attention. Well, if the director put more scenes like this, then I think it would be successful as a distinctive thriller movie. Overall, I think this movie failed both in storyline and casting. There was neither exciting storyline nor enough brutal scene. Therefore, I assume that it lost their way as a thriller movie. Well, if you want to check this movie out at theater, then I cannot stop you. But believe me, I think it's better to wait until you can rent a Blu-ray at the shop. Bye, see you next time.